Now I hear that Iran is trying to build up again, and if they are, we're going to have to knock them down. We'll knock them down. We'll knock the hell out of them, but hopefully that's not happening.
Iran's foreign minister issued a stern warning that the United States bears full responsibility for any catastrophic consequences arising from potential aggression or military actions launched directly against the Islamic Republic of Iran in the near future. Abbas Araghchi explicitly invoked Iran's undeniable and sovereign right to self-defense as enshrined under Article 51 of the United Nations Charter, emphasizing Tehran's legal protections on the global stage. Araghchi stated unequivocally that in the event of any dangerous escalation or provocation, Iran would not hesitate for a moment to respond with decisive, overwhelming, and proportionate force to protect its national interests. The top diplomat made these forceful remarks in a formal letter dated December 30th, which was deliberately addressed to his counterparts across the international community to rally diplomatic support. This provocative letter emerged precisely as US President Donald Trump issued fresh warnings about the possibility of renewed and decisive military action targeting Iran's nuclear ambitions and infrastructure. As geopolitical tensions continue to heat up dramatically across the Middle East, Iran has categorically labeled Trump's explicit threats as manifestations of an unlawful, aggressive, and destabilizing foreign policy posture. Referring directly to the intense 12-day war earlier this year, Araghchi sharply criticized the United States for launching unprovoked attacks that devastated Iran's vital nuclear energy facilities and research centers. Araghchi termed the US military attack a blatant double standard in international affairs, indicative of America's rapidly weakening global standing and eroding credibility among world powers. Notably, Araghchi's comprehensive letter followed a separate and equally vehement warning issued by his president, Masoud Pezeshkian, underscoring unified leadership resolve. On December 30th, President Pezeshkian declared publicly that his country's response to any form of attack or aggression would be exceptionally harsh, swift, and strategically calibrated to inflict maximum deterrence. A close and influential aide to Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei echoed President Pezeshkian's resolute thoughts with even greater intensity and specificity. In case of any hostile action or military incursion against Iran, the inevitable reaction from Tehran would surpass the aggressor's wildest imagination in scope and devastation, warned Ali Shamkhani. Ali Shamkhani asserted confidently that Iran's advanced missile arsenal and multi-layer defense capabilities are neither containable by adversaries nor dependent on external permissions or approvals. On December 29th, President Donald Trump threatened explosively to knock hell out of Iran if Tehran dares to attempt rebuilding its nuclear weapons program or related prohibited facilities. Trump issued these stark and unambiguous threats immediately after conducting a high-level meeting with Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at his Mar-a-Lago presidential estate in Florida.
Now I hear that Iran is trying to build up again, and if they are, we're going to have to knock them down. We'll knock them down. We'll knock the hell out of them, but hopefully that's not happening. I heard Iran wants to make a deal. If they want to make a deal, that's much smarter. You know, they could have made a deal the last time before we went through, a big attack on them. And they decided not to make the deal. They wish they made that deal. So I think, again, they should make a deal. They want to make a deal, but sometimes that doesn't happen. Yeah, please.
Mr. Trump, also nuclear weapons.
If they will continue with the missiles, yes. The nuclear, fast. Okay? One will be yes, absolutely. The other was, we'll do it immediately.
Back in June of this year, the United States launched precision airstrikes against Iran's heavily fortified nuclear sites, which are ostensibly protected under the international safeguards and inspections regime of the IAEA. The US president boldly claimed at the time that Iranian nuclear capabilities had been completely obliterated and rendered inoperable by the devastating and surgically precise strikes conducted. However, independent experts and intelligence analysts continue to dispute this optimistic assessment, warning that Tehran may have hidden stockpiles of enriched uranium and could resume full production within mere months. In September, citing fresh analysis of high-resolution satellite imagery, the Associated Press reported that Iran was actively rebuilding key underground missile production sites despite the earlier damages inflicted. Despite suffering significant losses from the aerial campaign, Iranian officials insist publicly that the country is now far better prepared and more resilient for any future confrontation or military challenge. In a recent wide-ranging interview with state media, President Pezeshkian boasted that the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has grown stronger in terms of advanced equipment, training, and overall manpower post-conflict. This very month, A spokesperson for the IRGC General Staff raved enthusiastically about Iran's rapidly expanding and modernizing military strength across land, sea, air, and missile domains. Abul Fazl Shirkachi said, and I quote, "After the war, Iran has become stronger than before, and its weapons production lines are active. So much so that even after the imposed 12-day war, the production line of our powerful missiles has not been shut down for a moment." Notably, Iran's proposed 2026 defense budget has surged dramatically in the aftermath of the intense June war with Israel, reaching unprecedented funding levels to rebuild and expand capabilities. Tehran's overall defense and internal security spending skyrocketed by an extraordinary 145% immediately following the 12-day war with Israel in June, reflecting strategic prioritization. The government announced that total defense and security allocations for the 2026 fiscal year amounted to approximately $9.23 billion, earmarked for procurement, R&D, and force modernization. Iranian authorities framed this massive budget surge as absolutely necessary to strengthen credible deterrence postures and effectively manage evolving regional security threats from multiple adversaries.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.